Hi, I'm Dr. Terry Gallagher. Welcome to another edition of Come and See. Today we're obviously going to be talking about electric vehicles. When we look at renewable energy, the biggest challenge to be totally renewable is the transportation sector because, well, you got to take the energy with you. And the great benefit of gasoline and oil is it packs a lot of energy into a very small area, where batteries is a little bit more of a challenge. But here's the thing. We've accomplished this. We've got the answer. We can solve this problem. Cars and trucks take up 80% of the oil that's used in the world. So if we can solve that, just think all the pollution that we eliminate, even if you don't want to talk about global warming, which of course has got a tremendous carbon footprint. But here's the good news. We've got the answer. It's amazing. In the last 18 months, they broke it through on battery technology, and there's been it's a stampede to going to electric cars. In fact, this is our very first electric car. This is our very first public charging station that we've ever gone to. And it's outside a museum in a park. So you can go and you can walk and stroll along the park and see the seashore while you're charging. How can you get any better than that? All right. Well, what's the key to it? The key is market demand as well as the technology accomplishments. So Chevy broke the limit with bringing out a car that gets 240 miles on a charge. Now you've got something you can take road trips with. Like Tesla, only instead of $70,000 for a Tesla, this is almost half the price. And so the Tesla 3 we were looking at very closely, but they're still another year away from big production. Chevy's got it now, and Chevy's not alone. GM as a corporation last week announced that in 5 years there are going to be 33 different GM models that are electric. And why? Well, because China is demanding it be so. China is floating that by the year 2030 you're not going to be able to sell an internal combustion engine in China. Countries around the world are already forecasting a cutoff in which you will no longer have internal combustion engines being sold. So a couple of small countries in Europe, the largest one being Germany, has said maybe by 2030. The big push for this is going to be China, because the pollution is so bad in China. China is looking at 2030 as a cutoff, and now you're talking a market of a couple of billion customers, all right? And so companies like GM, and obviously the Japanese companies and the German companies are saying, we want in that market, we're going to have a lot of electric vehicles. And so the Bolt is the first one for the Chevy that's all electric with a big range. In the next 2 years, they're going to have 3 more models. In the next 5 years, they're going to have 30 more models of different electric ones. And you're going to see Ford and Chrysler right behind them, as well as all the European men. We are on the cusp of an evolutionary change, a revolutionary change in which we'll no longer have polluting cars. We'll no longer have cars with exhaust pipes. And so your kids and my kids will be able to breathe a lot easier. And this is applying to trucks too. Tesla is about to make an announcement on an all-electric semi-truck. All right? There was a bus at a test track in Indiana in October that drove for 1,000 miles on a single charge. Now, grant you, they were only going 15 miles an hour, but it's a sign of where this technology is going. We are here. The end of the gasoline car is very, very close. No matter how their manufacturers, no matter what the oil companies say, it's upon us. And this is critical for the future of our kids. It's critical from turning us away from the climate crisis. So we can do this. We absolutely have the technology. The question is, do we have the faith to drive it? Let's turn to the prophet Isaiah. In the 42nd chapter, Isaiah proclaims the voice of the Lord. And he says, I am the Lord, that is my name, my glory I give to no other, nor my praise to idols. See, the former things have come to pass, and the new things I now declare. Before they spring truth, I will tell you of them. The prophet Isaiah, 3,000 years ago, talked about God making all things new. We're in such an era right now. You know, when we talk about the apocalypse, it's not the end of time. It's end of this time. It's end of this era. That's where we're at. in terms of having electric vehicles. We can do this. They're affordable now. They're practical now from the rate change. We're going to see chargers all over the place. You can have apps on your smartphone that you can download it. If you but have the faith to take this step into the future, we can do this. You and I, we can do this. See you next time on Come and See, where we explore the intersection of faith and technology, and out of that intersection, hope arises for our kids' future. Take care.
And faith is not in knowing, it's a willingness to learn. And faith is found in loving when there's nothing in return. So come and see, come and see. Around the bend, look my friend, and what could be? Come with me, come with me. There's so much more to know, so come and see. There's so much more to know, so come and see.